stains with prices starting at $28.92. That means 35% off our most popular color family, blue. Psychologists have found it to be soothing and relaxing, which makes it especially great for bedrooms and bathrooms. And of course, get 35% off all of our other colors. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only, some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Give the star in your life the brightest gift in the world. Name a star after them. This is Rocky Moselle with International Star Registry. For $59 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com, you can name a star for birthdays, weddings, or even memorials. Over 45 years, we have named millions of stars for celebrities and individuals from around the world. The star you name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Visit starregistry.com or call 800-282-3333.
One of the best ways to build a healthier local economy is by shopping locally. Teamster Advantage is a shop local program started by Teamster Local 1932 that has brought together hundreds of locally owned businesses to provide discounts for residents who make shopping locally their priority. Everything from restaurants like Corky's to fun times at SB Raceway and much, much more. If you're not currently a Teamster and you want access to these local business discounts, contact Jennifer at 909-889-8377, extension 224. Give her a call. That number again is 909-889-8377, extension 224.
What would you do if you had a broken bone? You'd go to the doctor and use your insurance, right? Well, what would you do if you have a serious problem with drugs and alcohol? Most people do nothing until it's way too late. Your insurance can help you get clean and sober with the assistance of a place like the Detox and Treatment Helpline. Many times, addiction treatment is fully covered. So why not use your insurance to treat your addiction problem just like you would if you had a broken bone? And with the Family Medical Leave Act, you're allowed to take time off by law, and your employer doesn't need to know the reason. So there are two good reasons. You've got insurance you can use for your addiction problem, and with the Family Medical Leave Act, it's completely confidential. Call now, 800-398-7414. That's 800-398-7414.
Yard House Restaurant of Temecula takes this special time to salute the Temecula men and women in uniform who've answered the call for our freedoms. Let's give them the hero's welcome they deserve as they have fought.
Welcome, you're tuned into Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It, Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, the NBC News and NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Spreaker, and more. Why so many places? Because I want to maximize my splatter zone for more hope and happiness. Because there's no gossip on this show, no scandal, no K-words, no Kanye talk now or later, formerly or before. Instead, I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. Missed any one of my 1,159 podcast shows over the last 628 consecutive weeks. We just celebrated 12 years on the air, on camera. And subscribe to my YouTube channel where you can get access to all of those shows and more, and even repeat guests. I am so delighted today to bring to you someone who has been on the show before, and he's known as my other big brother. Those of you who know my big brother, Michael Bernard Beckwith, founder of the Agape International Spiritual Center, actually called Brother Ishmael his brother as well, as they met in the forest of Africa. And he'll tell you that story a little bit later. But a little more formal introduction. Brother Ishmael Tete is a renowned African indigenous spiritual leader and mystic whose international presence and message of world peace for over 40 years has empowered thousands from Africa to Europe and to the US of A. Brother Ishmael Tete is a businessman turned spiritual leader. He was the former founder and CEO of the third largest computer company in Ghana, which, by the way, means with God. And I was so honored to meet Brother Ishmael at the 35th anniversary of the Ethereum mission. And I just had the most beautiful time. And he's now the leader of one of Ghana's most forward-thinking spiritual organizations. He's joining me live in the studio today. And since it is Monday, and Mental Health Matters Mondays, he's going to help us understand how Mother Nature can improve our mental health. So without further ado, I think this is at least his third time here. Please welcome back to my studio, Brother Ishmael Tete. Good morning, brother.
Good morning, and thank you so much for the privilege to be of service to humanity through your wonderful platform. I've been here some time before, and I really encourage everyone. This is the platform to come for some nourishment. That's why I'm not doing commercials for you, but I believe it would be good to tell everybody, subscribe so you always get in touch. Because the topic you want me to treat or to discuss is very dear to my heart. And I don't know how to give half bread. If I'm giving all or not at all. So I believe this conversation will nourish all of us. And for you to continue to receive the nourishment, subscribe.
Thank you for that little commercial I wasn't expecting. Before we get started on the topic, I don't know if I did this with you the last time you were on, but I start every show with breakfast with my guest. So in order to have breakfast together remotely, I invite everyone, and I see a lot of eyeballs, which is wonderful. Welcome to the show. If you free subscribe on the YouTube channel, you can actually chat and interact with us here in studio. Sci-Fi Mommy's already here. She's captain of my cashew gallery. Welcome. So please do identify and participate in having breakfast with us. So the top of the button is 8 gratitudes. What are you grateful for? Top of the button, when you wake up in the morning, instead of starting with the MS, meaningless scrolling on your phone, sit up and participate with me and Brother Ishmael. What are things that you are grateful for outside of yourself? And then the bottom of the button, you do at night before you go to bed, and we model it for you here. What are 8 things that you like about yourself? It's my BS, my belief system, certainly something I've learned from Reverend Michael, is that good mental health starts with self-care, self-approval, self-appreciation. Because, my dear, if you don't approve of yourself, how the fork do you expect anyone else to approve of you? And when we don't approve, we walk around with little antennas looking for likes, literally on social media. Instead, I want you to have a sense of who you are, knowing that you are 88% fabulous. 12% of the time, I step in it, but that most of the time, you know how precious you are. So that's breakfast. You ready, Brother Ishmael? I'm grateful for meeting you back in Africa some years ago. It was such a delight to see your mission, to work with the children, and it was such a blessing. It was one of the most colorful trips I've ever taken. I love Ghana, one of the most colorful countries in the world. So I'm grateful for that. What are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for my awareness of the infinite that provides my needs before I need it. And I'm grateful for the infinite that makes me an instrument of amplification and multiplication, so that by my words, lives are transformed, people become bigger. And I'm grateful to the infinite for the wonderful body that it has given me, the health, the vitality that I feel. And I am grateful for the joy that I feel in my soul so deep that even when someone hurts me, I find it strange that I still feel joy in my soul. And I am grateful for my awareness of how life works so that I participate with life and in life consciously. Do you want me to continue? It will
No,
take the
we're
whole show.
good. I mean, of course I want you to continue, but I do want to get to our topic too. You have definitely completed our 8 gratitudes on the top of the bun, and I'm going to add just one more. I got an invitation. It is now firm and finalized. I am speaking in China, and I get to speak on several platforms in Shanghai and Beijing. The booking is complete, so I am grateful that in June I get to go to my country roots, my Chinese roots, and offer up hope and happiness, which is I'm on a happy 88 mission, 88 million more happy people in the next 8 years. And that's a direct result of my marching orders from a day. We've got a new streamer here, Kelly McCann. Awesome smile. Thank you. I think you're talking about Brother Ishmael. Thank you for the congratulations for me. And I love having people just interact with us. So please do come on and identify, and we'll make this a wonderfully interactive show this morning. Let's go to the bottom of the bun, which is, what do you like about yourself? So I know that in my culture, the nail that stands up is hammered down. So we're not taught or approved of to speak up and toot our own horn and say how good we are. And it's something that I am trying to change for many Chinese women, which is one of the reasons why I'm going. So what do you like about yourself? It's very powerful if you know who you are and how good you are. So I would say I appreciate my ability to talk. that I am so shy. Is another service I offer, and that I appreciate that I'm funny as well. Brother Ishmael, what do you
appreciate me for my empowering spirit that helps people to identify their innate potentials. And appreciate me for my caring spirit that sees the needs of people before they even speak, and I'm there to help them. And appreciate me for my healing spirit that could penetrate into people with words from nature. And I just see like magic happening right around me. You want me to continue? Because I appreciate me for my teaching spirit that enables me to bring people's attention to life, to the wholeness of life. And yes, I appreciate you for my creative spirit. Or do you want me to continue? It will take the whole show.
I think we're at 8 again. And I am knowing that the modeling that Brother Ishmael Tete is doing for you, his desire is that we all operate from that sense of sureness, because I know that's what you teach. I know that that is what your mission is on the planet, is to bring world peace in your lifetime. We talked about that you were here. But we're going to go to the topic by wrapping up breakfast. I am encouraging all of you, either with me or on your own, 28 consecutive days taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich will start and end your day in the most positive way. It's a good life habit. It's a blissipline, hashtag blissipline, that is something that I want you to practice when you're not here with me every week. All right. So thank you, especially Brother Ishmael Tete, for being such a great example of having breakfast with me this morning. And if you've just tuned in and you're wondering what's going on in studio today, it is Monday, and Mental Health Matters Mondays, usually with some Happy 88 tips. And I seized the opportunity yesterday when I was at Agape. Brother Ishmael Tete is in town. And when he's in town, he works with people, he speaks, he's going to tell us how you can get a little more of him at the end of the show. But I love listening to him speak. Just, it doesn't really matter what he says. Sometimes his voice is like a song. But his wisdom, as my big brother Michael Bernard Beckwith was saying yesterday, is really something that if you've never experienced before, you are going to love this particular show. So, Brother Ishmael Tete, there is a dis-ease with life, with many Americans. I'm sure it's not just Americans, but in traveling around the world, myself speaking, it's always amazing to me when I come home that we have so much. When I was in India, the standard of living, no electricity in some areas, no cars, your own car, no food in the refrigerator. We live in this space of abundance, and yet the lack of well-being, the lack of mental health, the extraordinary numbers of people suffering from depression, suffering from anxiety, suffering. That dis-ease, the good news is we're talking about. The bad news is a lot of people reach for drugs, alcohol, shopping, opposite sex, whatever it is, same sex, more than, all of those things to try to fix that dis-ease. And I know that you have a plethora of unique and global understanding that can help soothe away some of that disease. And that's exactly why I invited you here today. So start wherever you'd like. I love you. I love your words. I love your teaching. And I'm so blessed by your presence here today.
Thank you so much. And once again, thank you for the privilege to be of service to humanity through this platform. And I encourage all of your cherished listeners to listen to me from the heart. Though I have perfected my international Americanese accent, when you listen from the heart, you'll get it better. Today, I know how to say the trunk of the car and not the boot of the car. I know how to say blinker and not trafficator, as I learned from the British. So, so I've learned a few things. However, if you listen from the heart, you'll get it. Because sometimes if you miss a word, you're trying to process it. I would have gone several paragraphs ahead. So let me share with you what my take is on mental health. By the way, my name is Brother Ishmael Tete. I'm a universal citizen. I come from Africa. Therefore, nature is my teacher. And by nature, I don't mean some little forest or shrub or a flowing river. I mean who and what you are now and expanding to the ever-expanding universe. All that constitutes life is nature. But humanity is today divorced from nature, and we are almost on collision path with nature. Hence, we are experiencing all of these imbalances within and without. Many people live as though they have to acquire all from nature, have it for themselves, without even asking that what I am acquiring, in what ways can it be used to advance my life and advance nature 10 times more. It's about, I was born with nothing, so let me acquire all and all and all and all, amass great wealth, properties. If I have to destroy the forest, I will destroy it. If I have to tap to the minerals in the earth, I will tap into it, use all, amass wealth, and then I die with nothing. True riches is not what you have. True riches is what you can take with you beyond the grave. Your inner wealth, your mental, emotional, and sensorial wealth are fields of energy that I would say your own. That's the only property you have. How many schools are teaching mental awareness and mental balance? How are you constituted within as spirit, mind, feeling, and sensorial perceptions? If we have no education on our senses alone, the five senses, then we will not know when a sense is ruling your life or you are ruling your life. Who makes the decisions for you? Is it your senses or you? Who are you that think the thoughts that you think? Who are you that feel the feelings? Who are you that has the sensorial perceptions? Let me give you one illustration. Take the food you enjoy most and begin to eat it. Whilst it's in the mouth, the sense of taste and smell will tell you, yummy, yummy, yummy. But before you swallow it, bring it out into your plate or hand. Look at it and then eat it. And the sense of sight will tell you, you can't touch. So the senses are entities by themselves. They even war among themselves. That's why sometimes you go to the shop, you know exactly what you wanted to buy. You got there, and sense of taste, hearing, smell, or touch will make you buy something else. And when you come home, you realize, no, I have not gotten what I want. That is telling us that the senses are entities that we need to know. These instruments of nature, but we have been programmed to see ourselves as we and nature, instead of we as of nature and emergent beings of nature, with all the abilities and capabilities of nature. Therefore, the laws that run nature are the laws that run your being. You are a being of nature, primarily and eternally a being of nature. You eat by the command of nature, called hunger. You drink water by the command of nature, called thirst. These are spiritual commands. You eat, make people sleep by the command of nature. You don't even breathe. Nature breathes you. If you breathe, you can stop you from breathing. But you can't, because nature will say, breathe in, breathe out. Even if you were to take a suicidal person to the middle of the ocean and drop him from the helicopter into the ocean, the first thing you find him do is not allow himself to sink, but to struggle to breathe. Because life is saying, live. And we have not learned even how to listen to life. To start our day by asking life that is here as me, what beneficial present do you want to do and be today as me? We don't. So we step into the day as me, going to exploit life. We exploit nature. When nature even keeps some minerals deep down in the earth, even fossil fuel, and gives us the intelligence to tap them, then we want to exploit instead of tapping and using judiciously to advance nature. If we will ask ourselves, in what way do we tap to advance nature, our lives will be different. But the programming is such that we are totally divorced from nature. Now, when it comes to mental health, the problem started even from childhood. The way we raise our children is so much out of sync with nature. So, for example, as I've shared, there's no education on how am I constituted within as a being of nature. If you are, then whatever you are doing, you ask yourself, what is nature's idea about what I am doing? Now, when we are not in harmony with nature, we fight nature. This thing called nature, this wonderment, this magic, outside of this nature, we are looking for something called a god, also outside of nature, a sky god. So there's now we versus nature praying to a sky god to support us to fight nature. So we are not even in touch with ourselves. And some of the great spiritual teachers, also not in sync with nature, for example, will teach you that the anger you are having is wrong. The fear you are having is wrong. The hatred and jealousy you are having is wrong. Please, let me bring you back to nature. There is no waste in nature. There's nothing in nature that is waste. As a result of this wrong teaching, we are not taught how to have relationship with anger, hatred, fear, jealousy, anxiety. If you don't know them, they rule you. When you know them, you use them.
Okay, I have to just, that was a drop the mic moment. That was a drop the mic moment. So I want to anchor this. Those of you who've just tuned in and you're wondering what's going on in studio today, I have my very special repeat guest. He's my other big brother from Ghana, West Africa. His name is Brother Ishmael Tate, and he is here to teach us about nature and how nature, and we are a full expression of nature. We are in nature. We are one of the sentient beings of nature, and how our separate, see if I've got this right from what you've said so far, that one of the opportunities that we have is to stop seeing ourselves as separate from nature. And that when we see ourselves as separate from nature and we think we are the boss of the world, then we use nature, the trees and the minerals, and we take and we see it as they are there for our enjoyment. And when we die, really, we can't take anything. So nature is separate. And that's the root of one of the reasons why we don't feel good in nature. That's one. That was the first part. The second part that I had to stop was, if we don't see ourselves as nature, then those things that are natural, like anger, anxiety, fear, hatred, resentment, all of those things that are part of nature become foreign to us, and therefore we don't know how to deal with them, and we think they're wrong. So when it happens, we are completely unbalanced and ill-prepared to embrace that which is part of us as nature. How did I do?
Correct. Wow, with your wonderful Americanese accent, I believe it's now clear to your listeners. You got it right. You see, there's no waste in nature when we understand that this magic, this wonderment called nature, can never have waste. The seeds are as important as the weeds. The weeds are as important as the seeds. Turn the weed trees into manure to grow the seeds, and you will have great harvest. Therefore, apply it to yourself. Everything in yourself, including anger, hatred, fear, are all part of you. But we have not been taught how to have relationship with these forces of which we are constituted. We are always we versus something. Therefore, you want a part of you versus a part of you. And you want to conquer your anger, your hatred, and your so-called negative emotions. Guess what? You will end up having defeated part of yourself, even if you succeed. And I've heard great teachers speaking and saying, we were not born with anger and hatred. We learned them. Sorry, it's part of nature. Even a babe in the crib demonstrates anger. When they pee and poo on themselves, they cry. That was their protest. They kick their legs and saying, how dare you keep me in my pee and poo? Hurry up.
Change that diaper. That's your job.
Yes, change that diaper. Hurry up. And we have not understood this language of nature. So we are fighting things of our nature. So when you come to life's organic spirituality, which I teach, you will learn of these forces. But for anger, many state policies will not have changed for the better. Welcome that energy of hatred you have. Listen to it and feel it. And then look at what in you must not happen again. Feel that anger and tell that thing in you, never again. In that energy of anger, never again. Take a breath to the anger you are feeling and pour the vibration over that image of you that must never again happen. And you will transform that never again attitude into something constructive that will serve you. You see, we have hated ourselves so much that now when you feel angry about something, you feel guilty. And that creates another emotional turmoil. So you are now in the whirlpool of mental imbalance, mental emotional imbalance. I've spoken about sensorial imbalance when one sense dictates to you. So you went to the shop to buy something else, to buy something, the other sense told you, don't buy this other one. You bought it, you came home, realized you wasted time and energy, you started feeling frustrated because you've not known how to communicate with your senses. We don't know them. We don't know our emotions.
So let's, if you don't mind, let's work with a real example and use this process that you're talking about. So I represent one of the 7 out of 10 of us who've had childhood trauma. And something was done to me, physically hurt, beat, emotionally told I was fat, ugly, and clumsy. And I have worked with that. So I don't regret, and I know that everything happens for my divine and best good. And one of the things that came out of all of that is my knowing that that pain in life is mandatory, suffering from it is optional. And the book that you know about that I've been traveling with gives us processes that I've learned through my life experience and teachers like you and Michael on how to work through that pain into power. So that's my process. And I think it's aligned with your process, but if we're going to use the words that you're using right now. So I was mad, right, at the treatment that I felt and experienced. I, many years, had hatred for the people that hurt me. So you're saying that instead of feeling like not wanting to feel that, it's important to feel that hatred and anger and reaction to what happened. And then what?
You see, first principles, I believe you have my book called The Way Forward, which is the 18 principles of nature. And the first principle teaches that life is about pain. But pain is not about you. Pain is about the activation and free expression of your innate potentials. And nature teaches you that when the light passes through the cloud is the necessary resistance that gives the light the opportunity to break out the spectrum of its colors. So every pain is a gift that you can use to break out the spectrum of your colors. In what way do you demonstrate your innate strength unless you meet with some challenge? Everybody wants to have a sense of achievement. And wanting a sense of achievement means you are actually praying for pain. Because you are saying, let the obstacle be there. When I break through, then you come to your inner sense of significance and achievement. But when we are running away from pain, because every teaching is about run away from pain, pray to a certain sky god over there, that male sky god that doesn't exist. Pray to it to save you from the pain. Instead of embracing the pain, feel the pain. And that teaching that I do not see it in harmony with nature is when we are taught that be only in the present, focus only on the present. Yes, it's good to be in the present, focus on the present. But they continue to tell you, forget the past, it is gone. The future is not here. I'm sorry. The past is forever here. Your ability to talk is coming from the past. By the time you say present, the present has become the past. The past is the reservoir of your knowledge system, and there is nothing wrong in going to the past. It is what you choose to go to the past for that is important. You can go for what will manure you today to increase into the future or decrease into the future. That choice is what you make in the present. And that's the only thing you make in the present. Because whether you are conscious of it or not, the past is forever impregnating your present and giving birth to the future. Some future concerns about what you will talk in China in June is making you prepare for something in the present. So the future is inviting you. The unborn generations are inviting you to do something today. So your choices are made today from the past and from the future. So when you are not taught to embrace these, then already you are lost. Now, when you've been taught to embrace this, then you will consciously even go to the past and look for, Mama hurt me, and Daddy did this, and caregiver did that. You know, you can complain and get rotten in the complaint. And you will complain and the sun will still rise and set. The sun will tell you, what are you complaining about? I'm spinning the earth for you 1,000 miles an hour to give you night and day. What is your problem? Yours is to embrace the pain and dialogue with the pain. Through this pain, through this situation, what expressions? There's always two things. You are always having an experience or an expression. What am I to experience out of this for the greatest expression of the good I am? This simple truth will make you embrace. What am I to experience from this for the greatest expression of the good that I am? Because the only reason you consider something as bad is because there is a picture of good in you that is comparing to what happened to me is wrong. So capture the experience for the expression.
Okay, let me see. What am I supposed to experience from this that is the full expression of me?
For the expression of the good that I am.
Of the good.
For the expression of the good that I am.
Okay, keep going.
Because for every experience, if you consider it bad, then your soul knows the good. If you consider it good, then your soul knows the better and the best. Because life is about evolution. And nature is seeking through you to evolve to its next level. For example, put a grain of corn in the ground. Put a grain of corn in the ground and you get maize plantation. So whatever happens to you, nature provides it to you as weeds for you to turn them into manure, to grow the seeds of good that you are, and not to throw them away. When you come to nature's organic spirituality, this philosophy will change your relationship with everything. You'll be at peace with yourself. When you are feeling anxious, anxiety is a good thing. Anxiety is the call for you to give attention to something. Often, you ignore what you are to give attention to. So the anxiety increases, it grows. Because as energy, it will not dissipate or dissolve until you make good use of it. Anger, hatred, fear, anxiety are all energies of nature. They are your tools to use for your next level of growth. How about feeling the hatred you are feeling now with the anger, and then look at your state of mediocrity, lack, and limitation? Then feel that hatred and anger and pour the vibration over the image of you. That littleness, pity, petty, partying image of you. Don't try to change it. Just feel the anger with the hatred. With every in-breath and with the out-breath, pour the vibration over that image of you. That image will dissolve. It will become a perfect manure for the good image that your soul is seeking to express.
You're giving poop a whole new value. If you've just tuned in and you're wondering why we're talking about poop, this is Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It. Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind, celebrating 25 years, AM 1050, FM 106.5, NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Oprah. And today we are delighted to have a very special guest return to my live studio, Brother Ishmael Tete, who is a global thought leader, teacher, world peace advocate, and he is really blowing some of the BS, the belief systems that are prevalent today, largely in spiritual teaching that says, don't leave the past behind, or that guilt, anger, anxiety, fear are not expressions of yourself that are of value. Instead, we are getting adjusted and balanced about the reality of who we really are as full expressions of nature. And I'm so glad that some of my Happy 88 tools that I use are aligned with what you're talking about. I remember the moment that Reverend Michael said to me, not me, actually was talking to somebody else in that class. He said, if your mother hurt you and you can't change that, what was birthed in you as a direct result of that pain? And that completely changed me from that little pathetic pity party to really looking at the role of pain in my life. And I am so glad that I also agree fully 1000% that pain has that purpose, that noxious gas for the little chick that's in the egg from his own poop is the fuel to peck out and develop the strength of his beak that will be able to feed him later in life. And I also love what you're teaching, that there is no waste. There's nothing in nature, nothing in us that is wrong or not useful. Everything is useful. So I have to shift my own BS, my belief system, that resentment and guilt are not necessarily useful. They are useful. And that set myself up for a little bit of dis-ease by saying that I should be, and shitting on myself, or poop, that when I do feel those negative emotions, there's something wrong. There's nothing wrong. It is just a signal, see if I've got this right, for me to pay attention to something that needs to be strengthened. My beak, my wings, my walk. Do I need to poop? Do I need to clean myself up? Do I need to grow? Do I need to prune? So do I need to get chiseled? Am I getting it? Am I catching it?
You've gotten it, and you've taught it in the sweetest way. Wow. So you can realize that I'm happy my brother, you got it when my brother taught it, that I can't do anything about my mother doing this wrong or my uncle doing that wrong. But in that moment, something else was born. But if you don't embrace the pain of that moment, you will not see what was born. Because you're trying to run away from the past I don't want to remember. I'm trying to bury. So you bury it under alcohol, under drugs, and under sex, under many things, and it won't work. You want something else external to make you feel good about what has happened. No. Embrace it. When you're feeling angry, yesterday, maybe James did something that made me angry. Today, Dr. Marissa is making something that's making me feel angry. The two angers are different energies, and each of them has use. When we come to realize that there's no waste in nature, we will have different attitudes to the anger. I'll ask me, what is life's intention for this energy of anger I'm having about James? It's different from what is life's intention for this anger I'm having about Dr. Marissa. These are two different energies, and I will be enriched with something. We have no relationship. We don't talk to our negative emotions. We're running away from ourselves. We run away from half of ourselves. I invite you to life's organic spirituality. What I call, you see, I'm working for a new era of spirituality that is based on nature. Where we listen to nature, we see how nature is doing it. Because we came from nature, it is the only teacher that can give us true spirituality. Every spiritual teaching out there, if it is not in alignment with nature, will give you temporary semantic relief, and you will be back in the pain. You must be in harmony with nature. And that's what I teach.
Yes, and nature does embrace not just the present, but the past and the future. I don't think I highlighted that very important teaching that you're teaching. I want to welcome Lee Wilford, who is here saying namaste to all. We have a great cashew gallery going on today. Thank you for tuning in. If you have a question for Brother Ishmael Tate, please do put it in the chat, and we'll see if we have time to answer it. I do want to make sure that those of you, thank you. Somebody just gave us the finger, Brother Ishmael, not that finger, but this finger. So thank you for the reactions. We also enjoy those here. If you are in the LA area, Brother Ishmael is here teaching. He comes several times a year so that we can actually gather face to face and learn from him. They're great events. So could you do you have the calendar with you? I don't know if Doreen can text me and let me know if there's something you want me to announce. But where will you be, and how do people find you to connect with you while you're here in the States?
Right. I believe Reverend Doreen will text it to you, but what I can share is that coming Sunday, I'm speaking in my church, my U.S. alma mater church, Agape International Spiritual Center. Wow, you need to be there. So I will be there speaking this Sunday, the 19th. And then I'm doing a master workshop, the Break Free workshop. Let me give you the background to this Break Free workshop. So we call it the Freedom Tour workshop. We are all living in some cocoons that we are not conscious of. A cocoon in which you are broadcasting that you can't have what you want. Think of your life being told you can't have what you want for maybe 5 times a day. And you can imagine how you feel frustrated. You can't have what you want. You can't be what you want to be. You can't do what you want to do. From childhood, imagine a baby told maybe 30 times in the day you can't have what you want. You can't play with that toy. It's dirty. You can't touch even your own genitals. It's wrong. You can't. What psyche is that infant baby filing? Then, all the way to 3 years, imagine it. You can't play with your friends. You can't do this. You can't be that. You can't pick that fire, though it is beautiful and you want to pick it. Though many of these had come with good intentions, you were feeling stopped and stopped and stopped and stopped. So right now, your vibration is vibrating, no, I can't have what I want to have. I can't be what I want to be. I can't do what I want to do. When your psyche is vibrating, I can't have what I want. I can't be what I want to be. I can't do what I want to do. Your meditations and prayers will be of little benefit. You need to break free from that shell, what we call the soul trauma block. And when you break it, it is responsible for some of the angers that you don't need. It is responsible for how you went into a relationship that you do not need. It's responsible for many things that you have really experienced that you don't need. Mm. And again, as a result of this same no, you can't do, no, you can't do. Now, when somebody is even abusing you, you don't know how to be free because you are feeling, if I say no to this person, the person will feel bad. Because when you were told no, you felt bad. So many of you allow yourself to be in unneeded narcissistic abuses because you just can't say no. You allow yourself to be raped and abused, misused, and reduced without you knowing how to even say no. This is huge because we call it the macro pain, the macro trauma, responsible for many of the unneeded positive, negative emotions that you have expressed. Break free. And as Dr. Iwuzi Mensah, one participant in one of my workshops, said, wow, after the first session, I feel like a heavy brick wall has been lifted off me. That's what will happen to you if you're joining me in Pasadena. All these are on our workshop, conscioushumanity.com/events. So you can participate with me. I think 24th, 25th is Pasadena. And if Reverend Doreen will send you the other dates where I'm speaking in Orange County. 26, I think 26, I'm speaking in Orange County, yes. So 24th, 25th, I'm in Pasadena doing the workshop. It's 2-day workshop. Friday from 7 to 10 on Friday. Then Saturday, whole day from 10 to 6 in the day. So that my strategy is this. People go to workshop. I call them workshop beds. They go and do the workshop and come home and sit. I'm sorry. In this workshop, I want to be sure that I grind you to your freedom right in the workshop. So that's why we are going to have all day Saturday. Friday, I give you the assignments. We do it. Saturday, we go through the processes for you to be free before you step out. So come and start your freedom journey for yourself.
Sounds wonderful. That's I'm trying to pull it up right now, conscioushumanity.com. And for some reason, I think I'm misspelling it. But yes, it is the Soul Freedom Tour intensive at the Ahai Center in Pasadena, May 24th and 25th, as well as the Soul Center in Orange County, May 26th. So all of this is at conscioushumanity.com, and I will try to pull that up again while you're speaking. Those of you who've never experienced this freedom, please do go and take the intensive. I know that there are people who just are really trapped in the self-imposed traps that they're subconsciously not aware of because they're so disconnected from nature the way that you're saying. And I do know that I have experienced a level of freedom just embodying and living, and that I am, Reverend Michael doesn't create followers, he creates leaders. And I'm so blessed and grateful that I got it. I got the call. I got the teaching. And my satellite sister, who's also from Ghana, Akuyo Graham, who is also very much. We're freedom workers, yeah. We're all about you knowing exactly who you are. One of a kind, wonderful. Not a throwback in the bunch. But we have here, let's see. Here we go. Let me here we go. D. Hamilton, Doreen. She's got it here, and we can put it up here so that you can see May 24th. And again, thank you, Christina, for the amazing compliment. And then Friday, 7 to 10, Saturday, 10 to 6 at the High Center in Pasadena. This is what I was trying to get you to send me yesterday, but we've got it here. And speaking at Agape this coming Sunday at 11. Big Brother Michael will also be there at the same time so that we can enjoy both brothers. An interesting side fact, when I asked both of them, because y'all know Reverend Michael, the first time he met me, he looked at me and said, "Hey, little sister." And that's how that started. I thought he called everybody little sister because, kind of church, but I found out that that's not true. And then you started calling me little sister. And so I asked them when they were together, who's the older brother? And both of them went like that, pointed to the other one. So number one are owning who's the oldest. And I'm so delighted. I see all the eyeballs rolling in. Big fans and wonderful lovers of these two brothers. And Nikki Ackerman's looking forward to this Sunday, as she's saying there. We're getting lots of hearts and reactions and fingers. Thank you for this finger, not the other finger this morning. Yeah, we're running out of time, but I do want to tell, if you can tell the brief story of how you and Reverend Michael met. Anybody who was there last week, I think Michael spoke about how you guys met, but we want to hear it from your side. Did not have time for this.
Let's hope I can capture a long story in a minute. Well, I come from Ghana. I live in Ghana. I come here once a year. But I was introduced to this community by my brother, Dr. Michael Beckwith. In 1987, we made a prayer that we want a ministry in the West to be founded with our thinking and philosophy, and they must come and look for us to form partners for planetary liberation. That was as a result of the persecutions we've been having, teaching this spirituality of nature, which seemed to be opposed to orthodox religiosity. We're teaching spirituality, not religiosity. So we made a prayer. 9 years after, my mystics kept prompting that a long-cherished prayer will be answered. And one Friday, whilst we were in prayer with my mystics, the group knocked at the door. And we went to the door to look at who. And when I went, was this baby-faced, young, handsome man. And my inner recognition knew him. So I asked him, "Are you what we've been praying for?" And he said, "Yes, we are." I wanted to be sure, so I took him to the consulting room to check him out. We have to tell him who and what we are. In case they've made a mistake, they could go back. So I told him, well, we are Ethereum mission. What does it mean? I say Ethereum means of heaven. We are anchoring heaven on earth. So we are Christians. We are also Muslims. We are Hindus. We are Buddhists. We are African traditionalists. He said, that's what we are. I said, well, I threw a lot of things, including the last one, which I thought would knock him down.
Oh,
that we don't believe in the devil.
Brother Ishmael, I just got the signal from my sound engineer. We're going to be out of time. Let me sign out of the NBC station, and we'll stay on here and chat for a bit, okay? So don't go anywhere. But I do want to just say thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take my advice. I'm not using a Keep Balance with Dr. Marissa.
I've watched your program. I've watched a few of your podcasts, and they are wonderful. Tell your subscribers to subscribe.
Oh, thank you. I want to tell everybody, tune in tomorrow. I have my special guest, Doors of Change, who are helping get the homeless off the streets, the youth in San Diego. So tune in tomorrow. It's all about balance. If you're streaming, stay here. We're not going to shut off the stream, but we are going to sign off the NBC side. Peace in, peace out, world peace through, inner peace. Now go and have the best day ever. We'll see you tomorrow.
NBC News on KCAA Loma Linda is sponsored by Teamsters Local 1932, protecting the future of working families. Teamsters1932.org.
NBC News Radio, I'm Lisa Taylor. Ex-Trump lawyer Michael Cohen claims the former president trusted him to handle sensitive matters. While on the stand today in Trump's hush money trial in New York, Cohen cast himself as Trump's fixer. Cohen allegedly paid adult film actress Stormy Daniels before the 2016 election to cover up an alleged 2006 sexual encounter with Trump. Republican lawmakers are going to bat for Trump in his trial. Senator J.D. Vance of Ohio is attending Trump's trial in New York City today.
Every single person involved in this prosecution is practically a Democratic political operative.
Vance is considered on Trump's short list as his running mate. He was joined by Tommy Tuberville of Alabama and New York Congresswoman Nicole Maliotakis. Israel is pushing deeper into the Gaza city of Rafah to fight Hamas. Israel Defense Forces say it's conducting precise operations in part to avoid civilian casualties, and they've killed at least 10 Hamas fighters. The Biden administration has threatened to withhold arms shipment to Israel if it conducts a large-scale invasion of Rafah. Minnesota and Wisconsin are under air quality warnings because of Canadian wildfire smoke. The air quality index in the Twin Cities is an unhealthy range. That range stretched to parts of Wisconsin today. Canada says it's dealing with 6 uncontrolled wildfires. Jury selection in the bribery trial of Democratic New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez is underway in Manhattan. Menendez and his wife are accused of accepting cash, gold bars, and a Mercedes-Benz from businessmen who wanted the senator's help with their dealings. Menendez is being charged with conspiracy to commit bribery and obstruct justice and has maintained his innocence. Passengers aboard a Spirit Airlines plane had a few tense moments last night when the aircraft was struck by the wing of a Delta Airlines plane while parked at a gate at Ohio's Cleveland Hopkins International Airport. No injuries were reported. Delta released a statement acknowledging what happened and saying that the aircraft in question had been removed from service to be thoroughly inspected. You're listening to the latest on NBC News Radio.
Artificial intelligence company OpenAI is reportedly planning a search product to compete with Google. Tammy Trujillo fills us in.
The announcement could come Monday, according to reports. The Microsoft-backed company's search would be an extension of its ChatGPT program that can pull information from the internet. The company has previously had issues with giving customers accurate real-time information from the web.
Google is joining the parade of companies moving out of San Francisco. The search giant's going to let its lease expire next year at its 300,000 square foot office complex. A spokesperson says they don't need as much space given their hybrid workforce. And Apple apologizing for its new iPad ad after a lot of blowback from artists. The company says the ad was meant to show how much the iPad can do, despite being so thin and small. It showed a record player, a piano, a camera, a drawing board, and other tools used by artists getting crushed by a hydraulic press and turning into the shape of the iPad Pro. An Apple marketing executive told Ad Age, "We missed the mark with this video, and we're sorry." Tech Report, Mark Mayfield, NBC News Radio.
One of the best ways to build a healthier local economy is by shopping locally. Teamster Advantage is a shop local program started by Teamster Local 1932 that has brought together hundreds of locally owned businesses to provide discounts for residents who make shopping locally their priority. Everything from restaurants like Corky's to fun times at SB Raceway and much, much more. If you're not currently a Teamster and you want access to these local business discounts, contact Jennifer at 909-889-8377, extension 224. Give her a call. That number again is 909-889-8377, extension 224.
Yard House Restaurant of Temecula takes this special time to salute the Temecula men and women in uniform who've answered the call for our freedoms. Let's give them the hero's welcome they deserve as they have fought hard to restore peace around the world. American troops are our angels of protection, so stand up and salute them proudly. That's from Yard House Restaurant in Temecula, where they say service isn't just a courtesy, it's a commitment. Call 951-296-3116 for Yard House Restaurant of Temecula at 40770 Winchester Road in Temecula.
Hi, this is Chris Klein, investment manager for Capstone Wealth Management. I've been through just about every market imaginable since the early 90s, and you know what they have in common? We helped people just like you navigate them, and that's given our investors peace of mind. Now, my boys say being in the game this long just makes me old, but I say it makes me battle-tested. I've been blessed to work for a lot of people who have entrusted tens of millions of dollars of their hard-earned capital to me and my team. If you'd like to see how we can successfully manage your money, let's start a conversation. The best way to do that is to shoot us an email, info@careformywealth.com. That's info@careformywealth.com.
Was your car involved in an accident or just need help with dents? All Magic Paint and Body Collision Centers. In business for over 30 years. Their highly trained staff and certified technicians and friendly staff are the best in the business and treat each car as if it was their own. All Magic Paint and Body Collision Centers are family-owned and offer state-of-the-art equipment and tools to ensure optimum results. They use the latest technology in computerized color matching and specialize in frame repairs. With their modern laser measuring systems, they're OEM certified, and they have 4 locations to serve you. All Magic Paint and Body Collision Centers offer rental car assistance with free drop-off and pickup services too, and their work has a lifetime guarantee. All Magic Paint and Body Collision Centers are in Norco, Eastvale, Moreno Valley, and in Fontana. Call them at 1-800-61-MAGIC. That's 1-800-61-MAGIC. All Magic Paint and Body Collision Centers. 1-800-61-MAGIC. All Magic Paint and Auto Body says, drive carefully.
This is KCAA.
You're listening to the Tahibo Tea Club radio show, hosted by Milan Vukovic, founder of the Tahibo Tea Club.
Now, some of the topics that we're going to also discuss on today's program are going to be Tahibo tea versus AIDS, anemia, arthritis, asthma, bronchitis, all types of cancers, candida, colitis, diabetes, diverticulitis, eczema, fungus, gastritis, gonorrhea, gout, HIV, impotence, infections, leukemia, lupus, prostatitis, pyorrhea, rheumatism, ringworm, ulcers, viruses, and yeast infections. Now, our tea has no contraindications with any food, supplement, or medication. It's naturally caffeine-free and can be drank in any quantity throughout the day by anyone over the age of 3. In my family, everyone from my 23-year-old son to my 89-year-old father drinks the tea all day, every day instead of water. I just drink water 3 or 4 times a week when I get tired of drinking the tea. Tahibo tea naturally helps the body, the organs, and the immune system to heal themselves to be doing what they're supposed to be doing in the first place. Besides the beneficial properties that I already mentioned, since the tea works through the bloodstream, it helps fortify the blood for those who are anemic, while cleansing the blood of cholesterol, helping to control high blood pressure and blood sugar. Now, if you're currently taking medications for a condition, please continue taking them until your measurements are at a level where your doctor tells you to reduce the level of medication. For example, if you're a diabetic, you should be taking your blood sugar level daily in order to know your correct current dose of insulin, and you already know how to adjust it. Now, talking about diabetes, it's one of the easiest diseases that one can actually see our tea working on a daily, weekly basis because they're taking their blood sugar measurements on a daily basis. So let's say a diabetic is taking on average 40 units of insulin per day, and so they need to take their blood sugar daily because some days they'll be taking 30 units of insulin and other days they'll be taking 50 units. Well, that's a huge change of 40% that they need to know about. So they keep taking their medication, they start drinking a tea. In 2 to 3 weeks, they'll notice they only need 30 units of insulin on average per day. In 4 to 6 weeks, they'll notice they only need 20 units of insulin per day. And in 6 to 8 weeks, they'll notice they only need 10 units of insulin per day. And in 8 to 10 weeks, they'll notice that they don't need to take insulin anymore. So even though the complete healing period is 2 to 3 months, they can see the healing right before their very eyes. Now, the reason it's important to continue taking insulin or any other medication that a person is on is because the tea is not a drug that is replacing a drug that the person is taking. The tea is literally healing the organs to do what they were supposed to do in the first place. And let's face it, none of us is getting any younger. In a case of type 2 diabetes, it's helping to heal the pancreas to produce and release its most important hormone, insulin, and that's what it's supposed to be doing anyhow. So with a little bit of effort towards good nutrition, exercise, and our tea, you'll be able to get off of insulin or other diabetes drugs in about 2 months. And not only that, many times diabetics are overweight, not because they're eating 5 times as much as everyone else, but because, of course, their organs are not processing blood sugar properly and metabolizing food properly.
Tahibo Tea Club's original Pure Pau Arco Super Tea helps build red corpuscles in the blood which carry oxygen to our organs and cells. Our organs and cells need oxygen to regenerate themselves. The immune system needs oxygen to develop, and cancer dies in oxygen. So the tea is great for healthy people because it helps build the immune system, and it can truly be miraculous for someone fighting a potentially life-threatening disease due to an infection, diabetes, or cancer. The tea is also organic and naturally caffeine-free. A 1-pound package of tea is $49.95, which includes shipping. To order, please visit TahiboTeaClub.com. Tahibo is spelled T like Tom, A-H-E-E-B like boy, O, then continue with the word tea and then the word club. The complete website is TahiboTeaClub.com, or call us at 818-610-8088, Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. California time. That's 818-610-8088, TahiboTeaClub.com. Tahibo Tea Club's original Pure Pau Arco Super Tea comes from the only tree in the world that fungus does not grow on. As a result, it naturally has antifungal, anti-infection, antiviral, antibacterial, anti-inflammation, and anti-parasite properties. So the tea is great for healthy people because it helps build the immune system, and it can truly be miraculous for someone fighting a potentially life-threatening disease due to an infection, diabetes, or cancer. The tea is also organic and naturally caffeine-free. A 1-pound package of tea is $49.95, which includes shipping. To order, please visit TahiboTeaClub.com. Tahibo is spelled T like Tom, A-H-E-E-B like boy, O, then continue with the word tea and then the word club. The complete website is TahiboTeaClub.com, or call us at 818-610-8088, Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. California time. That's 818-610-8088, TahiboTeaClub.com.
Now, this next segment is a segment with live listener call-ins from previous shows, and you'll be hearing their questions, their successes, and their experiences with Tahibo tea. So please do give us a call and let us know how the tea works for you. Thank you.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
I'm doing well. I'm trying to figure out, I have my son that has not strep throat, he has a sore throat.
Uh-huh.
So I was trying to figure out what would be best with the Tahibo tea.
Yeah. Absolutely. Besides drinking it, the tea also works topically. So what you can do is you can have your son gargle with the tea, say, once every half hour or so. We had a really, really interesting case where a customer of ours that's in her 60s calls one day, and she says to me, can pregnant women drink the tea? And I says, no, we don't recommend it for pregnant women because an embryo has different nutritional needs than a child or an adult. So we recommend it for children from the ages of 3 years and up. And I says, but why do you ask? Because I knew she wasn't of childbearing age anymore, right? And I said, but why do you ask? She says, my daughter has a strep throat and she can't take antibiotics because she's pregnant. And so I was wondering if she could drink the tea. I said, well, just have her gargle with the tea. And she doesn't have to drink it. She can just gargle with it. The very next day she called me up and she says, this is the funniest thing that you ever saw. My daughter started gargling with the tea once every half hour. And after about 4 hours, all that white crap, the strep throat stuff, it was gone and had fallen out, she says. And then my daughter took a flashlight and she's flashing it into a mirror back into her mouth to see what the heck happened. She goes, it was really, truly remarkable. Yeah, so for any conditions that you can apply the tea topically, whether it's on the skin or if it's in the mouth, sore throat, strep throat, anything like that, you can gargle with the tea, and that'll get rid of it very, very short order.
Okay, so how much at a time per gargle?
Just enough to gargle with, just like if you were going to gargle with Listerine or something. I mean, just
okay.
Yeah, just like a good whiskey shot glass. It doesn't need to be a lot. Just like 1 ounce or whatever the case is. Just gargle with it for a minute or so, and then and you'll see. And if he does that once every half hour, he's going to see that like in 4 hours, I mean, that pain will be completely gone. Now he hasn't knocked out all the bacteria yet, so he still needs to keep drinking the tea, or else the stuff is going to come back.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Any other? Yeah. If that's it, I'll thank you very much for calling.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Good morning, listener. You're live on the air with Milan Vukovic. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good morning, Milan. How are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you. And yourself?
Oh, we're doing really good, Milan. I just thought I'd let you know, it's kind of a sad note, really, though. My wife was in a serious car accident, and everything is picking up well now. But I spent 2 months in the hospital with her every day. Mm-hmm. And I was drinking, and I was taking your tea in. Uh-huh. I would take in 6 glasses at least a day. Uh-huh. And all the nurses and doctors kept asking me, how do you drink so much coffee and stuff? And I said, well, uh-huh. I'll tell you one thing. I said, this isn't coffee. And I said, this is supposed to be a tea that's really good for you. Uh-huh. So what I would do every day, Milan, is I've ordered from you a few times before, so I had some of your flyers, uh-huh. And I bet you I gave from 6 to 8 flyers away to the doctors and nurses in there for you. And I know of at least 2. Yeah, and I know of at least 2 doctors that ordered and 2 nurses that ordered it. Mm-hmm. So I just thought I'd let you know.
I really appreciate that, and anytime you need any more of the informational booklets, or if anyone wants the informational booklets, they can just give us a call, and we'll send them out as many informational booklets as they like. One time I got a call from a man up in Northern California, and he calls up. He says, could I buy some of those booklets that you automatically include with every order? I says, you don't have to buy them. I says, we print them for informational purposes. We'll send you as many as you like. He says, no. He says, you don't understand. He says, I was literally dying on my deathbed with terminal cancer, he goes. And he says, now I'm completely recovered, and everybody at my church wants to know what happened, and I need like 800 of them. I go, no problem, man. We'll send you 1,000. Don't worry about it.
Well, yeah. I just thought the tea's been really good for me and my arthritis, and when I was spending time up there in the hospital, I know that's exactly what was giving me all my energy and stamina to be up there through the days. And so I'm really pulling for you, Milan, because you've got a great product.
Well, thank you so much for the kind words. And in about an hour or so, once we get off the air, one of my employees will give you a call, and we'll send you out a complimentary package of our tea. And just let them know how many booklets you want. We normally send out 4 booklets with a 1 pound order, but we can send you 20 or 30 or 50, as many as you like.
Okay, well, I sure God bless everybody and all your callers, and we'll just be looking maybe next time to talk to you, Milan. Take care.
All right. Thank you. Take care.
Tahibo Tea Club's original Pure Pau de Arco Super Tea comes from the only tree in the world that fungus does not grow on. As a result, it naturally has antifungal, anti-infection, antiviral, antibacterial, anti-inflammation, and anti-parasite properties. So the tea is great for healthy people because it helps build the immune system, and it can truly be miraculous for someone fighting a potentially life-threatening disease due to an infection, diabetes, or cancer. The tea is also organic and naturally caffeine-free. A 1-pound package of tea is $49.95, which includes shipping. To order, please visit TahiboTeaClub.com. Tahibo is spelled T like Tom, A-H-E-E-B like boy, O, then continue with the word tea and then the word club. The complete website is TahiboTeaClub.com or call us at 818-610-8088, Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. California time. That's 818-610-8088, TahiboTeaClub.com. Tahibo Tea Club's original Pure Pau de Arco Super Tea helps build red corpuscles in the blood which carry oxygen to our organs and cells. Our organs and cells need oxygen to regenerate themselves. The immune system needs oxygen to develop, and cancer dies in oxygen. So the tea is great for healthy people because it helps build the immune system, and it can truly be miraculous for someone fighting a potentially life-threatening disease due to an infection, diabetes, or cancer. The tea is also organic and naturally caffeine-free. A 1-pound package of tea is $49.95, which includes shipping. To order, please visit TahiboTeaClub.com. Tahibo is spelled T like Tom, A-H-E-E-B like boy, O, then continue with the word tea and then the word club. The complete website is TahiboTeaClub.com or call us at 818-610-8088, Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. California time. That's 818-610-8088, TahiboTeaClub.com.
Yeah, absolutely. And anybody that would like some of our informational booklets, whether they're making an order or not, can give our office a call. Our office telephone number is 818-610-8088, and we're in Los Angeles, California. Our office hours are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Saturday, California time. And when you call our office at 818-610-8088, you're actually going to get a Tahibo Tea Club employee that'll also be able to answer your questions, as well as if you'd like to talk to me personally, they'll also put you through to me. Everything other than my father's colon cancer, pancreatic cancer case, I actually learned from our customers after I started the Tahibo Tea Club, whether it was with regards to diabetes or whether it was with regards to dogs. You know, so please do give us a call to let us know how the tea works for you, because that's the only way we can help more people. Now, for more information about Tahibo Tea or to order, visit our website, TahiboTeaClub.com. The first word is Tahibo, spelled T-A-H-E-E-B-O. The second word is tea, spelled T-E-A. The third word is club, spelled C-L-U-B, then .com. So the complete website is TahiboTeaClub.com. And the only tricky thing is spelling Tahibo, which is spelled T like Tom, A like Apple, H like Henry, E like Edward, E like Edward again, B like boy, and finally O like ocean. So altogether, that's TahiboTeaClub.com.
Yeah, Milan, thanks for everything you do. I have a question. I have a family member that recently got diagnosed with leukemia, and I'm just curious if you have any success stories regarding that cancer. I know it's a blood disease, and just wondering, I was going to buy some for her, and just wondering what you've ever had as far as experiences with people that have been diagnosed with leukemia.
We've had a lot of experience with leukemia, and the tea works exceptionally well for leukemia because the tea works through the bloodstream, and of course leukemia is cancer of the blood. And so from that standpoint, the tea works very, very effectively against leukemia. And the healing period for most cancers with the tea, and including leukemia, is 3 months. However, drinking the tea for 1 month will produce significant results when they test they test for the cancer cells. It's very, very common to have 50% of the cancer markers down in 1 month, and then the complete eradication of the cancer cells takes about 3 months or so on average. Now, on the other hand, if, for example, it does take longer, that's okay. The tea tastes great. It's eminently affordable. I mean, basically it costs like 16 cents a glass to make, because each 1 pound package makes 300 8-ounce cups or glasses of tea. So it's affordable. It tastes great. So even if in the first 3 months, for example, only 50% of the cancer is eradicated, you know that she's going to win the battle, and it may take 4 or 5 months, whatever the case is, but she's certainly going to win. The other nice thing about our tea is that it doesn't have any contraindications with anything. So it can be taken on an empty stomach, on a full stomach, with medicine, without medicine, with therapy, without therapy, and it has no caffeine, so it can be drank all day, all night. So let's say, for example, a person is undergoing chemotherapy for their leukemia.
That's my next question. Is she starts chemotherapy, or she started her second round last week? Okay. And I was just, she feels good, but you know, I'm just trying to give her obviously something to boost her. So.
Yeah. Well, what'll happen with her taking the leukemia, the chemotherapy, what'll happen is it's going to minimize the side effects of the chemo, and oftentimes they'll be able to stop the treatments early. So just recently we had a case where a lady was getting treated for leukemia at Stanford Hospital here in California. And she was scheduled for 18 treatments, and she started drinking the tea before she started the leukemia treatments because she knew about it. She started drinking it before, and we received an email from her husband saying, you know, she started her chemotherapy and she didn't feel a thing from the chemo, and everybody else had all kinds of side effects, he says, but she didn't feel anything from the chemo, but she had already started drinking the tea prior to that, he goes. And then she was scheduled for 18 chemo treatments, and they were able to stop after 9 treatments. So, okay. God willing, that'll happen to your friend as well, because the chemo is not an easy treatment.
No, and that's what, you know, I'm more into holistic, and you know, it's really hard with family members to convince them, especially when they're facing things like that. So I'm just going to send her some tea and tell her to bear with it. She doesn't necessarily like teas, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, you know, we call our product tea, but you know what you actually make when you prepare it properly is a decoction. You know, so.
I mean, I think it's very mild. I don't think it has.
Yeah.
I think so. Anyway, I just want that. I'll hang up and let you get on with your show, but I appreciate your information, and I'll go.
Thank you so much for calling, and thank you very much for spreading the good news about our tea.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Yeah, the tea's very good for all kinds of skin disorders. You know, everything from melanoma to psoriasis to eczema. You know, just to rashes, and you just apply the tea directly. I mean, you can also make a poultice, for example, and put it, like if somebody's got a problem with their arm or something like that, they can make a poultice and wet the cloth with tea, and you know, do it that way, or just apply it and let it dry off. That works very well also, and the reason is because what the tea does is it builds the red corpuscles in the blood which carry oxygen to our organs and cells, and our organs and cells need oxygen to regenerate themselves. Our immune system needs oxygen to develop, and cancer happens to die in oxygen. So the tea is great for healthy people, and it can truly be miraculous for someone fighting a potentially life-threatening disease due to infection, diabetes, or cancer. Now, don't forget, today's show is a live listener call-in show, as are our programs on Friday from 11 a.m. till noon, and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And don't forget, you can also stream our programs and listen to them anytime, day or night, on virtually any streaming service from Spotify to iHeartRadio, If you don't have one of the apps, just download the free iHeartRadio app on your cell phone, or if you're on your computer, just go to iHeartRadio, and either way, in the search engine of the app or iHeart's webpage, simply search for Tahibo. We'll be the only ones, so that's us. Now, some of the topics that we're going to also discuss on today's program are going to be Tahibo tea versus AIDS, anemia, arthritis, asthma, bronchitis, all types of cancers, candida, colitis, diabetes, diverticulitis, eczema, fungus, gastritis, gonorrhea, gout, HIV, impotence, infections, leukemia, lupus, prostatitis, pyorrhea, rheumatism, ringworm, ulcers, viruses, and yeast infections. Now, our tea has no contraindications with any food, supplement, or medication. It's naturally caffeine-free and can be drank in any quantity throughout the day by anyone over the age of 3. In my family, everyone from my 23-year-old son to my 89-year-old father drinks the tea all day, every day instead of water. I just drink water 3 or 4 times a week when I get tired of drinking the tea. Tahibo tea naturally helps the body, the organs, and the immune system to heal themselves to be doing what they're supposed to be doing in the first place. Besides the beneficial properties that I already mentioned, since the tea works through the bloodstream, it helps fortify the blood for those who are anemic, while cleansing the blood of cholesterol, helping to control high blood pressure and blood sugar. Now, if you're currently taking medications for a condition, please continue taking them until your measurements are at a level where your doctor tells you to reduce the level of medication.
Tahibo Tea Club's original Pure Pau d'Arco Super Tea comes from the only tree in the world that fungus does not grow on. As a result, it naturally has antifungal, anti-infection, antiviral, antibacterial, anti-inflammation, and anti-parasite properties. So the tea is great for healthy people because it helps build the immune system, and it can truly be miraculous for someone fighting a potentially life-threatening disease due to an infection, diabetes, or cancer. The tea is also organic and naturally caffeine-free. A 1-pound package of tea is $49.95, which includes shipping. To order, please visit TahiboTeaClub.com. Tahibo is spelled T like Tom, A-H-E-E-B like boy, O, then continue with the word tea and then the word club. The complete website is TahiboTeaClub.com or call us at 818-610-8088, Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. California time. That's 818-610-8088, TahiboTeaClub.com. Tahibo Tea Club's original Pure Pau d'Arco Super Tea helps build red corpuscles in the blood which carry oxygen to our organs and cells. Our organs and cells need oxygen to regenerate themselves. The immune system needs oxygen to develop, and cancer dies in oxygen. So the tea is great for healthy people because it helps build the immune system, and it can truly be miraculous for someone fighting a potentially life-threatening disease due to an infection, diabetes, or cancer. The tea is also organic and naturally caffeine-free. A 1-pound package of tea is $49.95, which includes shipping. To order, please visit TahiboTeaClub.com. Tahibo is spelled T like Tom, A-H-E-E-B like boy, O, then continue with the word tea and then the word club. The complete website is TahiboTeaClub.com or call us at 818-610-8088, Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. California time. That's 818-610-8088, TahiboTeaClub.com.
For more information about the Tahibo Tea Club or to order, visit our website, TahiboTeaClub.com. The first word is Tahibo, spelled T-A-H-E-E-B like boy, O. The second word is tea, spelled T-E-A. The third word is club, C-L-U-B, then .com.
You're listening to the Tahibo Tea Club radio show, hosted by Milan Vukovic, founder of the Tahibo Tea Club.
With a little bit of effort towards good nutrition, exercise, and our tea, you'll be able to get off of insulin or other diabetes drugs in about 2 months. And not only that, many times diabetics are overweight, not because they're eating 5 times as much as everyone else, but because, of course, their organs are not processing blood sugar properly and metabolizing food properly. Now, during the 2-month healing process, a diabetic may only lose, say, 5 pounds or so. But after their organs are healed and processing blood sugar properly and metabolizing food properly, they'll start to lose 10, 15 pounds a month until they get down close to their proper weight. One day a man phoned me to tell me he was going to send me a picture of his wife. And I said, well, okay, but why? And he says that his wife was a diabetic, and she kept taking her medication, started drinking Tahibo tea. After 2 months, she was able to get off the medications, and during those 2 months, she had lost about 5 pounds. But after that, she started losing 15 pounds a month, and in 4 months, lost 60 pounds, and she went from 208 pounds to 148 pounds, and she looks and she feels fantastic. Well, no kidding. If you take a knapsack with 60 pounds of rock off your back, of course, you're definitely going to feel fantastic. So it's tremendously beneficial. And for diabetes, it's easy to tell that the tea is working, and they can get off of insulin in about 2 months. Now, with different conditions, there are different healing times that are involved. With infections, for example, a tooth infection you can get rid of faster than you can with penicillin. You can get rid of a tooth infection in a week. So let's say your mouth is throbbing like you see in the cartoons, like your head's going to explode like a bomb. You take a drink of the tea and you hold it in your mouth for about 2 minutes, and the pain will immediately go away. Now, you can't get rid of the pain that quickly even with a Vicodin. Now, if you stop drinking the tea at that point, you haven't knocked out enough bacteria, so the pain will come back in about 30 minutes. Now, if you drink a glass an hour for about 4 hours, you'll completely get rid of the pain, but you still haven't knocked out all the bacteria. So if you stop at that point drinking the tea, the pain will come back in about 3 days. So you need to continuously drink the tea for at least 1 week in order to get rid of the pain and to get rid of completely knock out the bacteria. Just as you would, for example, with penicillin, if your dentist gave you penicillin, he'd say take 2 a day, you're going to feel great in a day, but finish the whole bottle of penicillin, which will take 10 days. Same thing with the tea. You need to drink the tea for a week to 10 days to completely knock out the bacteria. Now, for other infections, for example, a bladder infection or a urinary tract infection, it's common to take about 2 weeks to get rid of the infection, but you get relief in about 24 hours, so you don't have the pain associated with the infection. There are folks that get chronic urinary staph infections, and they go to the doctor gives them antibiotics, they drink for 2 weeks, and the infection goes away. A month later, the infection comes back, and they cycle through the antibiotics again, and drink them for 2 weeks, and a month later it comes back, and go back on the antibiotics for 2 weeks. In other words, just cycling off and on the antibiotics every month. On the other hand, they could just drink the tea. The tea is great for them for a lot of other health benefits, and they get rid of the infection in 2 weeks, just as they would with the antibiotics, and they can keep drinking the tea, and the infection won't come back.
Tahibo Tea Club's original Pure Pau de Arco Super Tea helps build red corpuscles in the blood which carry oxygen to our organs and cells. Our organs and cells need oxygen to regenerate themselves. The immune system needs oxygen to develop, and cancer dies in oxygen. So the tea is great for healthy people because it helps build the immune system, and it can truly be miraculous for someone fighting a potentially life-threatening disease due to an infection, diabetes, or cancer. The tea is also organic and naturally caffeine-free. A 1-pound package of tea is $49.95, which includes shipping. To order, please visit TahiboTeaClub.com. Tahibo is spelled T like Tom, A-H-E-E-B like boy, O, then continue with the word tea and then the word club. The complete website is TahiboTeaClub.com, or call us at 818-610-8088, Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. California time. That's 818-610-8088, TahiboTeaClub.com. Tahibo Tea Club's original Pure Pau de Arco Super Tea comes from the only tree in the world that fungus does not grow on. As a result, it naturally has antifungal, anti-infection, antiviral, antibacterial, anti-inflammation, and anti-parasite properties. So the tea is great for healthy people because it helps build the immune system, and it can truly be miraculous for someone fighting a potentially life-threatening disease due to an infection, diabetes, or cancer. The tea is also organic and naturally caffeine-free. A 1-pound package of tea is $49.95.
He would, wash his face with the tea. Just cup some in your hand and put it on the melanoma, and let it dry off, or dab it off with a paper towel, and do that as many times as you can, at least twice a day. If you have to go to work or whatever the case is, that's not easy to do. You can do it in the morning, you can do it at night, but preferably 3, 4, 5 times a day throughout the day.
Okay, because I've been doing about 8 times a day, and I had one before, and they cut it out, and that was like 5 years ago, but I know that's what this is. Mm-hmm. So I'll just keep on doing the regimen. I also had a question. What about for somebody who had a stroke and are dealing with Parkinson's?
Mm-hmm. We haven't had people call us that had success with the tea for Parkinson's. So it's probably not going to help with the Parkinson's. It'll of course help with a lot of other things, but it won't heal the Parkinson's. And with the stroke, it'll help because the tea builds the red corpuscles in the blood, which carry oxygen to the organs and cells. And of course, after a stroke, that's exactly what a person needs, is to regenerate the cells that were lost when the person had the stroke. And so it'll expedite the healing process significantly by drinking the tea.
Okay, that's good to know, because it's a good friend of mine. I was curious.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wow, thanks.
Absolutely. Anything else on your mind today?
I can't think of anything right now. I wrote those 2 questions down. So.
Oh, great.
I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right, bye for now. Now, since Tahibo Tea Club's original Pure Pau d'Arco Super Tea comes from the only tree in the world that fungus doesn't grow on, it naturally has antifungal, anti-infection, antiviral, antibacterial, anti-inflammation, and anti-parasite properties. Parasites would be something like stomach problems or Lyme's disease. Inflammation would be something like rheumatoid arthritis or lupus. Infection would be any infection from a tooth infection to a bladder infection. Bacteria would be any bacteria from gum disease to stomach issues. Viral would be something like herpes, HIV, or the coronavirus. And fungus would be something like toenail fungus, yeast, or candida. Now, besides people, the tea is also fantastic for animals. Everything from dogs to horses. One day we got a call from a customer who wanted to get the tea for a show dog who developed a skin disorder for whom antibiotics didn't work. And exactly 3 weeks later, the customer called again, and the customer said the dog's skin completely cleared up, and the dog was working again as a model. I asked how they got the dog to drink the tea, and they said they simply replaced the water bowl with the tea. We'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors.
Tahibo Tea Club's original Pure Pau d'Arco Super Tea comes from the only tree in the world that fungus does not grow on. As a result, it naturally has antifungal, anti-infection, antiviral, antibacterial, anti-inflammation, and anti-parasite properties. So the tea is great for healthy people because it helps build the immune system, and it can truly be miraculous for someone fighting a potentially life-threatening disease due to an infection, diabetes, or cancer. The tea is also organic and naturally caffeine-free. A 1-pound package of tea is $49.95, which includes shipping. To order, please visit TahiboTeaClub.com. Tahibo is spelled T like Tom, A-H-E-E-B like boy, O, then continue with the word tea and then the word club. The complete website is TahiboTeaClub.com or call us at 818-610-8088, Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. California time. That's 818-610-8088, TahiboTeaClub.com. Tahibo Tea Club's original Pure Pau de Arco Super Tea helps build red corpuscles in the blood which carry oxygen to our organs and cells. Our organs and cells need oxygen to regenerate themselves. The immune system needs oxygen to develop, and cancer dies in oxygen. So the tea is great for healthy people because it helps build the immune system, and it can truly be miraculous for someone fighting a potentially life-threatening disease due to an infection, diabetes, or cancer. The tea is also organic and naturally caffeine-free. A 1-pound package of tea is $49.95, which includes shipping. To order, please visit TahiboTeaClub.com. Tahibo is spelled T like Tom, A-H-E-E-B like boy, O, then continue with the word tea and then the word club. The complete website is TahiboTeaClub.com, or call us at 818-610-8088, Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. California time. That's 818-610-8088, TahiboTeaClub.com.
Now, as I mentioned earlier, since our tea comes from the only tree in the world that fungus doesn't grow on, it naturally has antifungal, anti-infection, antiviral, antibacterial, anti-inflammation, and anti-parasite properties. And in every order, we automatically include literature about the tea because folks primarily buy the tea for one primary reason. Oftentimes they call back and say, this is truly unbelievable. It's also helping me with my arthritis or something else. One time I got a phone call from a man in Florida, and he says, Milan, there's something you didn't tell me about the tea. And I asked, what's that? He says, I'm an older man, I have toenail fungus, and now my toenail fungus is completely gone, and my toes are the only beautiful thing on my body. Well, of course, the tea naturally has antifungal properties because it comes from the only tree in the world that fungus doesn't grow on. And the only thing we had talked about previously when he called was with regards to his lung cancer. As it happened, the man had lung cancer for 18 years and was receiving radiofrequency ablation for his lung cancer. And after 18 years, he says, the radiation works. I mean, you can smell your own flesh burning, he says, but there's nothing left on my lungs to burn out after 18 years of radiofrequency ablation. And he says, I don't really believe in things like your tea, but it doesn't cost very much to go ahead and send the tea. He called back 3 weeks later and said, if somebody would have told me that a bag of tea will get rid of my pain in 5 days, I'd have said you're crazy because I was taking 10 narcotic pills daily to mitigate the pain, and it never really did. My friend said it had to be in my head. He says, so that's why I waited 3 weeks to call you back. It's not in my head. The pain is really gone. And that's actually one of the first things that a cancer patient will notice is that if pain is a symptom that's associated with the cancer, the pain will go away virtually immediately. And when I say virtually immediately, anywhere from 1 to 10 days, on average in 5 days. And then, for example, if the cancer patient is having a lot of times their taste buds go away, the healing of the taste buds takes about 2 weeks to where food start to taste decent again, or like it's supposed to, and as opposed to when a person is fighting cancer and no food tastes any good to them. So you can see the tea working all along the way. And then of course when the next scan is performed, depending on how far out the scan is, then you can get definitive results in terms of whether the cancer is gone or how much the cancer has been reduced.
Now, this next segment is a segment with live listener call-ins from previous shows, and you'll be hearing their questions, their successes, and their experiences with Tahibo tea. So please do give us a call and let us know how the tea works for you. Thank you.
Yes, hello. I was calling to find out about the tea and liver, fatty liver.
Yeah, absolutely the case. So there's a lot of conditions that the tea is very good for with regards to the organs. So with regards to the liver specifically, there's a couple of things that the tea is very good for. Everything from fatty liver to lesions to cancer of the liver. And so from that standpoint, the reason that the tea is effective is because it works through the bloodstream. And it builds the red corpuscles in the blood, which carry oxygen to our organs and cells. And our organs and cells need oxygen to regenerate.